If I told you that Microsoft has released a tool that lets you run AI models locally, free, with no cloud connection and without them snooping on what you're doing, would you believe that? Well, meet Foundry Local. In this video, I'm going to cover what Foundry Local actually is, how you can get it up and running in literally 2 commands, what models are available, how developers can use it to build apps and stuff, and of course limitations, because there's always limitations. Sound good? Cool. Let's dig in. So Foundry Local is, at its core, an on-device AI inference runtime from Microsoft. And I know that sounds like just a bunch of buzzwords, but let me break it down. It's a tool that lets you download and run AI models directly on your own hardware, your laptop, your desktop, your server, whatever you got. No cloud, no Azure subscription, no per token costs. It's free. Now, you might have heard of tools like Ollama or LM Studio that do something similar. And if you're already using Ollama, you're probably wondering what the main difference is. So let's just quickly cover that. So the most obvious thing is that Foundry Local comes from Microsoft. For some, that's probably a deal breaker. But you know, it's got first-party SDKs for JavaScript, C#, Python, and Rust, and it integrates directly with things like VS Code's AI Toolkit and eventually the broader Azure AI Foundry ecosystem. If you're building on the Microsoft stack, that matters. The second thing is hardware acceleration. Both tools will let you use GPU if you've got one, but Foundry Local goes a bit further when it's on an X runtime backend. It also supports NPUs, like the ones in Snapdragon X Elite chips, which Ollama doesn't do yet. If you've got a Copilot Plus PC, that's worth knowing. On the flip side, Ollama has a significantly larger model catalog. At the time of recording, Foundry Local has about 26 models. Ollama has well over 100. So if you need a specific model, Ollama is more likely to have it. Foundry Local does provide a way for you to bring your own models or convert others. It just takes a bit more time. So honestly, if Ollama is working great for you, there's no urgent reason to switch. But if you're building apps on the Microsoft stack, you need NPU support, or just want something that comes with the official Microsoft SDKs and integrations, well, then Foundry Local is worth a look. The thing that really drew me to it is just how simple it is to get it running. On Windows, you run winget install Microsoft.Foundry Local. On Mac, you run brew tap Microsoft/Foundry Local, followed by brew install Foundry Local. And that's it. That's the install. Then you run one more command and you're chatting with an AI model. No config files, no Docker containers, no messing around. And I am all for that. But I've been yapping along for way too long now. Let's head on over to our terminal and see how this all works in action. So I'm over here on Windows now. So I will be using winget, and the keyword is install Microsoft.Foundry Local. This is the command to install Foundry Local, and it shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes. As soon as that's finished, we have the Foundry Local CLI installed, so I can do things like Foundry --help to get, the help text. I can do Foundry model list in order to get a full list of all the models that are available, and this should in theory be sorted in how well they are suited for your system, supposedly. But let's say, as you can see, we have the Quen, we have 5 for mini reasoning, Quen 2.5, we have 5 for mini. Sounds like a good model. Perhaps you should try and run that. So, okay, I'll do Foundry model and run, and then paste in the name of the model that I want to run, hit enter, and we'll then download the model and then load it up into the interactive mode, which is, your typical chat with an AI bot type of things. So I can do, who are you? And it'll think and it'll answer. That's how easy it is to get a local chat with an AI thing running on your own machine. But apart from that, if we exit this, we have the Foundry service status, which you can see I have the model management running on blah, 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 blah. And since this is OpenAI compatible, you can throw things like Open Web UI on it and, you know, have a website running locally on your machine. That's also an AI chatbot. And just to give you a sense of how that will look, I have here is the Open Web UI. It's connected to my local host, so it's running all locally on my own machine. And I can still do things like asking an AI who they are. You know, I'm Phi, developer Microsoft. Hooray! What kind of tasks? Blah, 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 blah. The same, you know, chat GPT-like type of experience. It's just not as fast. It's not as feature rich, I would guess. But this is the kind of things you can do with stuff like Foundry Local. And if you're not comfortable setting up Docker and OpenWebUI and stuff like that, I have actually on my GitHub a script that installs Foundry Local and Docker and pulls up this for you with just running a simple PowerShell script. Works both on Windows and macOS. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. But moving on, this was actually the end of the demo, so back to me yapping along. But you can see just how simple it is to get a AI running locally, and you can also then just have your own chat GPT-like kind of thing running locally. So yeah, like I said, link is in the description for that script if you want to run it yourself. So, but before we move on to limitations, I guess now is as good a time as any is to remind you to like, subscribe, and all that, because, you know, engagement really helps the video out. Moving on, the limitations, the elephant in the room, or something like that. First, I mentioned this, but the models are a lot smaller than what you would get in the cloud. That's just the nature of running things locally on your own hardware. The 3.6 gig 5 minute that I was showing you now, running on your own laptop is not going to match the output quality of Opus 4.7 or something like that, running on a data center full of GPUs. For a lot of tasks, it's plenty good, but do set your expectations accordingly. Second of all, hardware requirements, which kind of ties into that. You need at least 8 gigs of RAM and 3 gigs of free space, but Microsoft recommends 16 gigs of RAM and 15 gigs of disk, and that's just the minimum. The bigger models like the GPT open source 20 billion parameter you'll need a decent GPU with plenty of VRAM to have a decent experience with it. So if you're running on a lightweight ultrabook with 8 gigs of RAM, you're probably limited to the smaller models. And third, the initial model download, of course, requires an internet connection. Once the model is cached, you're good to go offline, but that first download can take a while depending on your connection and the model size. So, but you know, the good news is that it can resume if you get cut off midway. Fourth, this is designed for on-device inference. It's not meant for a distributed, containerized, or multi-machine production environments deployments. If you need that kind of scale, you'll want to look at the full Microsoft Foundry service that you can get in Azure. And finally, platform support. Officially, it's Windows, Mac OS with Apple Silicon and Linux x64. Android is actually mentioned in some of the marketing material I've seen, but it isn't on the official supported list. Also, some hardware accelerators aren't available on all platforms yet. I did do some light testing on Mac OS, and it was pretty much only using CPU, which is not what I was expecting, but that might be addressed later on, I guess. But still though, for what it is, a free local private way to run AI models, I think the trade-offs here are pretty reasonable all in all. And with that, let me share my 2 cents here. If you've not had enough of me yet, I think Foundry Local is pretty sweet. The simplicity of just running 2 commands and having a working local AI is really nice. The automatic hardware detection is a great touch. The OpenAI compatible API makes integrations a breeze, and the fact that your data never leaves your device is a big deal for a lot of use cases. Is it going to replace cloud AI? No, not even close. But it doesn't have to. For local development, for privacy-sensitive tasks, for offline scenarios, or just for tinkering with AI models without racking up a ton of token costs, it's a really solid tool. And the fact that it's from Microsoft and integrates well with the rest of their ecosystem is a nice bonus. Link to the docs for Foundry Local and the GitHub repo is, of course, down in the description. YouTube really thinks you want to check this video out? I don't know what it's about, but it's there. Anyway, if this video provided you with any value, like, subscribe, comment, and all that jazz, like I said, the engagement does help the video out.